What are Florida economists saying about the 2023 housing market? Find out today on today's episode of Rockin' Real Estate News. Welcome to Rockin' Real Estate News. I'm Alice Cooper, and I look forward to answering what's rockin' in Daytona Beach real estate. We've been talking a lot lately about what's on the horizon for our market. A lot of people are coming to us with concerns about the housing market, and the economy and inflation have been a big topic of conversation. So it's only natural that the health of today's market is on everyone's mind. Experts here in Florida believe that the housing market is returning to a more traditional market, like the ones we saw in 18 and 19. Supply and demand are becoming more balanced, and we're starting to see that the buyer frenzy cool. But like we've said so many times in the past, 2020 and 21 were anything but typical years in the housing market. So a lot of people want to know, is a major price correction on the way? Home prices, in part, are determined by supply and demand. The basic laws of supply and demand tell us that when there are fewer items on the market and there are buyers, the competition for them makes them go up naturally. So for the past few years, the housing market has been fueled by that unprecedented buyer demand and lack of inventory. There were simply too many buyers on the market and not enough homes for sale. With inflation and rising interest rates, buyers' demand has decreased as buyers learn they may have less buying power. But falling demand is only one piece of the puzzle needed for a major correction. We would also need a huge flood of supply. Now, supply is also affected by the number of foreclosures in the market. 15 years ago, we saw a wave of foreclosures. At the height, over 2 million homes went into foreclosure, which inundated the market, severely tipping the scales of homes and supply and buyers. So today, people have so much equity in their homes that there's no need to foreclose. They can simply sell their property on the traditional market and walk away. So don't expect to see inventory increases by a huge flood of foreclosures. We're also seeing some owners who feel locked into the current home and current mortgage rate. So supply is being affected by those homeowners who don't want to list their homes and buy a new one at a higher rate. But that is not all homeowners. Here in Florida, we are still seeing gains in inventory and closed sales are really strong. So what does this all mean? It means that prices won't drop until we see an increase in inventory, and we don't have any indication that inventory will increase to that point. We are starting to see more homes on the market, but again, the market is just starting to normalize and return to something like 2018 and 19, when the housing supply and buyer demand were just more balanced. Bottom line is, Florida economists agree that the market will return to a more traditional and sustainable landscape. Buyer demand will cool as inflation and mortgage rates, insurance costs impact their buying power. But the historically low inventory we saw over the last couple of years is going to take some time to rebuild, and we don't expect to see a huge influx in the housing market. That means supply and demand will balance out and home prices will not be expected to fall. Until next time, rock on, rockstar.